Item: SCP-1810. Code name: Mr. Pierrot. Object Class: Euclid. Special Containment Procedures: SCP-1810 is contained in a large humanoid containment unit at Site-147, with the addition of a recreation area with assorted toys, books, and art supplies. It is to be given 3 meals daily, in accordance with Foundation-employed dietitian guidelines. All meals or beverages given to SCP-1810 are to be laced with a combination of antidepressants and a mild sedative to reduce mental strain from being kept from performing its desired task, reduce the stress from interacting with security officers and staff, and reduce the likelihood of another attempt to breach the containment cell or escape from Foundation custody. Foundation staff interacting with SCP-1810 must be fluent in the French language. SCP-1810 is to be provided access to its recreation area for up to 4 hours each day. This privilege may be revoked by the security staff or lead researchers if SCP-1810 proves uncooperative. As of Incident 147-1995-7, SCP-1810 is no longer allowed access to recorded materials or humanoid toys. Its cell door has been further reinforced to withstand physical assaults, and an additional plainclothes security officer assigned to personally handle SCP-1810 has been placed outside its cell. All staff assigned to this position must show a noted history of reduced emotional responses to humanoid SCP objects, and an aversion to the use of excessive force. As well, the on-site psychologist is to remain on call in order to pacify SCP-1810 during its episodes of post-traumatic stress disorder and major depressive disorder. See Addendum 1810-C1 and Interview Log 1810-1 for more information on the anomalous effects of SCP-1810. Description: SCP-1810 is a 3.8 meters tall, 81.6 kilograms humanoid entity covered entirely in charcoal gray cloth of an unknown material, including a mask which completely obscures its face. In addition, 2 large discs constructed of an unknown alloy protrude from the approximate position of its ears. All items have shown so far to be impossible to remove from SCP-1810. It is fluent in the French language, albeit at the level expected of a child, and prefers to be called Pierrot, a name written on the inside of its jacket collar. The entity has displayed no physical changes or aging despite being in containment for nearly 70 years. It is theorized that it is functionally immune to the effects of aging, and will continue to live indefinitely unless it is decommissioned. As of the aftermath of Incident 147-1995-7, SCP-1810 shows no abnormal healing capabilities, healing from wounds at a similar rate to humans. See Addendum 1810-C1 for more information. SCP-1810's anomalous properties manifest when it comes within 500 meters of children who it deems lost. SCP-1810 will take them into its care, and will attempt to provide for their needs or wants. However, there seems to be some disconnect in SCP-1810's understanding of the child's needs. It will often resort to violent methods and theft to provide for the children, and shows a preternatural level of strength when it comes to protecting them or tending to their needs. SCP-1810 was brought to the Foundation's attention in 1947, when witnesses reported a creature kidnapping children and stealing various objects from a neighborhood on the outskirts of Paris, France. Several photographs and reels of film depicting SCP-1810 were discovered and subsequently filed away in Site-147's records vault, and the Foundation has administered amnestics to all known eyewitnesses, planting a cover story of a carnival worker kidnapping and murdering children from the area. Addendum 1810-C1, on 1995, After viewing several videos of popular children's educational entertainment shows during its designated period of recreation, SCP-1810 stood up in its containment cell, struck out at the television and VCR provided to it, shattering the screen of the television and knocking the stand to the floor. SCP-1810 then began to strike the door of its cell, demanding to be allowed out, citing that it needed to protect the babies. Site security moved in to sedate SCP-1810, and, upon opening the door to the cell, were shoved aside and rendered dazed or unconscious by SCP-1810 in an as of then unprecedented display of physical strength. As SCP-1810 reached the end of the hall, a second security team arrived and administered an electrical shock from a stun baton, incapacitating SCP-1810, and carried it back to its containment cell. Injuries to all parties were treated, including an unreported head injury administered to SCP-1810 after it was returned to its holding cell. Examination of the footage that SCP-1810 had viewed before its escape attempt show that it was observing a special episode of the television program, redacted, that dealt with bullies and peer pressure among children. Excerpts from the transcription of Site Director A. Beaufort's administrative address to Site 147 RE. Incident 147 1995-7. It seems that SCP-1810 not only has a heightened emotional response to any children, but, indeed, any object it perceives to be a child in danger or a state of emotional distress, and it has demonstrated an increased level of strength during these periods of heightened emotion. Containment protocols have been updated to reflect this confirmed theory, and SCP-1810's entertainment privileges have been revoked for 1 week in response to the attempted breach. Any further attempts to breach containment will result in more severe punishments being administered. It may have the mind of a child, but we cannot allow that to sway our expectations of behavior or cooperation with site protocols. Additionally, I am hereby upgrading SCP-1810's object class from Safe to Euclid, in accordance with the extended security measures necessary for containment. Dart. The actions of Security Officer Ru have been punished by a 1-week suspension, and he will be reassigned to a separate wing upon his return. I hope he will learn his lesson from this, because I will not condone the use of excessive force in the containment of SCP objects or entities under our custody. We are expected to be precise and efficient, not cruel or overly harsh. It was recontained and disabled. All further actions were unnecessary. We secure. We contain. But most of all, we protect. This includes those that we have contained. That is all. Interview 1810-1. Interviewed. Madeline O., age 6, who was under SCP-1810's watch upon the creature's initial containment. Interviewer. Dr. Amelia J. P., a child psychologist under the employ of the Foundation. Forward. The following interview was conducted 13 hours after the initial containment of SCP-1810, and approximately 7 days after Madeline was captured by SCP-1810. The child was in critical condition under Foundation medical care at the time. All dialogue has been translated from the original French for documentation purposes. For clarity and ease of communication with the witness, SCP-1810 was referred to by its preferred name, Mr. Pierrot, for the duration of the interview. In addition, the speech of the child has been standardized and corrected for documentation purposes. Please refer to the Records Department for a copy of the original French transcription with maintained colloquialisms, verbal tics, and errors. Interview. Dr. P. Madeline. My name is Dr. Amelia P. How are you feeling, sweetie? Madeline. I'm okay, Dr. Amelia. My belly hurts. Dr. P. Or, did you eat something that made your tummy hurt? Madeline. Yeah, Mr. Pierrot gave me some weird meat and veggies. I ate it every day with him. Dr. P. Weird food. Huh? Do you know what it was he had you eat? Madeline. I don't know. He always ran away to get me food. He came back one day and I saw a bunch of funny plants and something weird in his pocket, and I heard them squeaking. He always stuffed them with a stick and put it over the fire. It was icky. And he kept getting hair in my food. It would squeak in the campfire too. It was scary, but I was hungry. Dr. P. I see. That sounds nasty. Could you tell me about how you met Mr. Pierrot? I want to learn as much as I can about him. Also, slow down, Hon. I need to make sure I can record all this. Madeline. I'm sorry, Doctor. I'll try. Well, Mommy and Daddy both disappeared a long time ago. I was living with my big sister and her friends in the city. One day I got into a fight with them over some food. They were hurting me really bad. Mr. Pierrot came and saved me. He was kind of scary. Dr. P. What did he do to scare you? Madeline. Matthew was hitting me hard. I couldn't breathe. My sister was already beat up and sleeping in a corner. Mr. Pierrot showed up, yelling. He hit Matthew back. Matthew's face looked all funny after Mr. Pierrot hit him, like a big red bowl. The others ran away. Mr. Pierrot hugged me and told me everything was going to be okay. He said he loved me very much, and even though my mommy and daddy were gone and my friends hated me, he would always love me and take care of me forever, and the bullies would never hurt me again. Dr. P. What happened next? Madeline. Well, he took me to his house. It was weird. Way down in the ground. There were all kinds of funny books my mommy read to me and my sister before they went poof. A bunch of stuff about taking care of babies too. Mr. Pierrot always read those. Said that the doctors gave him ideas on how to take care of little kids like me. He told me that he wasn't used to taking care of human babies, but he would do his best to be a good daddy to me. Dr. P. I see. What happened after that? Madeline. Well, he said he was gonna go shopping for food and toys and stuff for me, and asked if I wanted anything. I asked him for a unicorn. I had this little unicorn doll I would always carry with me, but it got lost when Mr. Pierrot rescued me. Dr. P. Okay. And did he bring you a new unicorn doll? No dear. Please lay down. You're in no condition to jump up from your bed like that. Madeline. It was even better than that. Mr. Pierrot brought me a real unicorn. Well, kind of. Dr. P. Kind of? How do you mean, Madeline? Madeline. Well, it was a big white horse, but his horn was always leaking. He had a nail stuck in the bottom of his horn. And that night, I was playing with the unicorn, and the horn broke off and I got a splinter in my thumb. See? Mr. Pierrot couldn't get it out. Dr. P. Oh, that's terrible. I'll have another doctor come and fix that when I leave. Hon. Madeline. Aha. The unicorn wasn't that fun. Anyhow. He kept crying and trying to fall asleep when I wanted to play with him. I woke up the next morning and Mr. Pierrot said that the unicorn was taking a nice long nap in the other room. I didn't see the unicorn anymore after that. Dr. P. Oh, that's so sad. What happened next? Madeline. Well, me and Mr. Pierrot just kind of played in the tunnels and we ate more of the weird meat and veggies that he brought for us and read stories and. Dr. P. Okay. I get the idea, little one. Is there anything else you need to tell me about Mr. Pierrot? Madeline. Well, he always did this strange thing whenever we would get to a doorway. He would pull out this little key and hold it up. But the doors were always open already. I didn't know why he did that. It was silly. Dr. P. Did you ever ask him what he was doing with the key? Madeline. Aha. He said he wanted to take me to his home with his real kids, but could never find the right door to use the key on. Could you maybe help him get home? Dr. Amelia? Dr. P. I'll see what I can do. Madeline. Thank you, Doc. I think I'm gonna go to sleep now. Dr. P. Get some rest, Madeline. I promise when you wake up you'll feel all better. Closing statement. Following the above interview, the witness memories of the events were suppressed, and she was sent to an off-site medical facility for treatment before being placed in an orphanage. A sweep of the area that SCP-1810 was captured in showed the bodies of several children gathered in a room, with water-blurred notes of apologies surrounding the corpses. Upon the walls of the area were inscriptions pertaining to the entity's desire to return to its home. In addition, the body of a mutilated horse was found in the room, with the words Morvace 1 and Foe 2 carved into its flank. A crude drawing of the main eyewitness, SCP-1810, and the horse was found, crushed in the corner of the room. The location of the key the eyewitness described has not been found. Footnotes. 1. Bad Wicked. 2. Incorrect Wrong.